she asked, where I live right now, I don't feel like it's home. Does that mean I should move and go someplace else? Is it the place, or is it me, that I should feel at home wherever I go? It's both. I remember after I had been in India for just a few months, I've been here now almost 20 years by Swamiji's grace, but after just a few months, we were back in the United States, in California, where I'm from, and we were in Los Angeles, and I said to Puja Swamiji when we were there, I said, you know, I know you say God is everywhere. I said, but why is it that I feel God so much more deeply in Rishikesh than I do in Los Angeles? And he said, yes, God is everywhere. God lives just as much in Los Angeles and Manhattan and Paris as in Rishikesh. He said, but Ganga is Ganga. And I've held that very deeply because it's not exactly what you've asked, but what it makes us realize is that yes, of course, God is everywhere, which means that our inner sense of being at home, our inner sense of that sense of being connected, being grounded, that internal sense of that we have when we've come home, that should be available to us everywhere. And yet places really do have a different impact. Who we are as beings, sure, the soul is the soul, but the soul in this particular life has incarnated into a body that we think is physical, so we think I'm very solid, but the truth of the matter is what I am is energy. I think there's a border right here where my skin ends and the world begins. But if you looked at me under an electron microscope, what you would see is not a border. You'd see movement. You'd see electrons whirling around like this. We're actually energy. And what that means is that we are affected and impacted and influenced by the energy around us. And so some places, and some people for that matter, feel much more like to our internal energetic sense than others do. It doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you. It's just being honest about the fact that your soul, which is home everywhere because your soul is connected to God and God is everywhere, but the soul is in this vehicle which is energy. And because we're energy, we respond to the energy around us. And as long as we have this body, we have to take care of its energy. And so what I would say to you is, if this is the first time that's happened, by all means, it sounds like it's the place. But on the other hand, if you find that you keep moving from place to place to place to place, thinking that somehow my sense of peace, my sense of joy, my sense of being at home will be just around the next corner. If I just could have my own island in the Caribbean, or if I could just be sipping, a cappuccino on the Champs-Élysées, then I would feel at home. That's when what Puja Swamiji teaches comes in so perfectly, where he says, wherever you go, there you are. So that ends up becoming what in the psychological field we call pulling a location, which means rather than looking at myself, rather than doing my work, I'm just going to try to change my location, and maybe that will make it all better. In those cases, stay put, do your inner work. But you know yourself, so you'll know this is an every 2-month thing, or this is unusual. If it's unusual, I would say it means that energetically you're responding to where you are. And in that case, move. Find a place that vibrates better with your energy. But if you find that you're sort of running around like the chicken with its head cut off, looking for the place where you feel peaceful, then as they say, there's no place like here and no time like now.